any crimes against Adam Schiff, then they would have brought them up at any point unto this point, but they haven't. And so
then
Donald
why
Trump
pardon him?
knows
Then why
because-
pardon him?
Yeah.
Then why pardon him? Makes no sense. Your logic is totally flawed here. Makes no sense.
It's not flawed. The reason to pardon him.
Okay. Andrew Wilson went on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and not only did he take down this guy, this woke idiot, Brian Tyler Cohen, who's one of the biggest leftist YouTubers on the platform, but Andrew Wilson torched this entire woke panel, obviously excluding Vinny, who is not part of the woke panel, but he absolutely destroyed this idiot, Brian Tyler Cohen, and this woke lady here who, I don't even know her name and she's irrelevant. Let's get into this clip here where Andrew Wilson goes on Piers Morgan Uncensored and stuns Piers Morgan and absolutely shreds Brian Tyler Cohen and this woke panel.
But I would say, Brian, it does seem extraordinary to me. I mean, my issue with Joe Biden pardoning his son is not that as a father, I don't understand why he wants to stop his son going to prison. It was the blatant lying by him and Karine Jean-Pierre from the White House podium, which I thought was so damaging to his legacy and to the reputation of his administration, to do that from the podium in such a brazen and ongoing manner for months on end, and then to just do it anyway. But this development now, where they're almost second-guessing that, as the Republicans were saying, I think a lot of sympathy for this, that they're saying, look, clearly the justice system was weaponized against Trump. They tried everything to put him in jail, and a lot of the people that work for him. So now Trump is suggesting that maybe we return the favor, as of course he was going to. Now, he did say, I don't want retribution. I think the best revenge is success, which is an old Frank Sinatra line, which I use in a column. I suspect that's where he got it. But I think that would be a very good strategy. Don't look back, look forward. However, the fact that Biden may be moving to give people blanket immunity against any possible crimes they committed for many years, I think is outrageous, don't you?
Piers, I think that if you're not looking at it in the context of why it's being done, then you're just ignoring reality here. The reason that Biden has to consider preemptive pardons for people like Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney is because Donald Trump is storming into office by assembling a Justice Department and folks around him in the legal community who have promised to enact.
This is so funny, man. And the projection from people like Brian Tyler Cohen and Destiny, David Pakman, these sorts of people, it's so bad, man. It's just like Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and their administration, that administration that people like Brian Tyler Cohen voted for and approved of, and they would have voted for Joe Biden once again if he was the candidate. They would have voted for him hands down, which is just insane. Their side is the one that weaponized the DOJ against Donald Trump. And they're the ones that are saying, well, Joe Biden had to pardon all of these criminals because Donald Trump was going to weaponize the DOJ against us. You idiot. Donald Trump has never said that. And also, there's been no sign that he's going to do that. But your side, the side that you voted for and would have voted for again, has blatantly done exactly what you're claiming Donald Trump is going to do when he gets in office. These people like Brian Tyler Cohen, they're so bad faith, and Andrew Wilson's probably going to tear him to shreds here in a second.
Retribution.
But what if they've committed crimes?
Doing it.
What
Let's
if
not
they've
pretend that
committed
it's
crimes?
happening in a vacuum here.
Yeah, but Brian, what if they've committed crimes genuinely, like Hunter? What if they have committed crimes?
If Adam Schiff has committed crimes,
Yeah.
he hasn't. There's no suggestion that he has.
How do you know?
Because how do you know that he has? I mean,
Exactly. Then why would you pardon him if he hasn't committed any crimes? What is the need for pardoning him? And I know what they're going to say. I know what Brian Tyler Cohen's going to say. Well, because Donald Trump is going to pin false crimes on him. Yeah, man, that projection is unreal. You mean like exactly what you guys did to Donald Trump in the exact way that you would defend what your side did to Donald Trump?
Then why pardon him?
Why pardon him is because
why
Donald
pardon him
Trump
if he hasn't committed crimes?
Because Donald Trump's FBI director is coming into office with an enemies list. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, you're saying they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Does that even make sense to you? Does that even make sense to you?
If there were any crimes against Adam Schiff, then they would have brought them up at any point unto this point, but they haven't. And so
then
Donald
why
Trump
pardon him?
knows
Then why
because-
pardon him?
Yeah.
Then why pardon him? Makes no sense. Your logic is totally flawed here. Makes no sense.
It's not flawed. The reason to pardon him.
Okay, Julie, let me bring in Julie. If you can answer it, answer it.
I can answer that question because Donald Trump went to meet the press yesterday and said point blank that he thinks that the January 6th committee committed crimes. What crimes? I don't know. Maybe doing their due diligence. Stop. Maybe doing their due diligence oversight.
Well, we have got that clip. Let's play. I tell you what. Let's play that, Julie. Hang on.
They have immunity.
Hang on, Julie. I want to play the clip.
So the point here. Yes.
Let me play the clip again, so we know exactly what you're talking about. We played it earlier, but we'll play it again.
This was a committee, a big deal. They lied. And what did they do? They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. Do you know that I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir?
And Cheney was behind it.
Well,
and so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee. For what they did, honestly, they should go to jail.
Yeah, so
what
I mean,
the hell
look.
is he talking about? So there's no. So let's just preface this. None of that is true. None of that is true.
How do you know?
Just because he says it doesn't make it true.
How do you know? How
do I know? Because I would assume that
since Donald Trump said it, and that's how she knows, man. Oh, these people are just insufferable, seriously. And did you see, by the way, how lost Brian Tyler Cohen was right there? He had absolutely nothing to say in response to what Andrew Wilson was asking. If he didn't commit any crimes, why pardon him? Is it because you think they're going to make up false charges against him? And he wouldn't say yes. He had no answer, right? And then this lady comes in to try and save him and just stutters her way through just with nonsensical statement after nonsensical statement. It's just embarrassment.
Elections are a very dangerous thing when it comes to fact gathering.
Are you saying that Donald Trump's Justice Department is going to manufacture evidence of crimes, or aren't you? Because if they're not, you have no reason to pardon these people. You're not really answering the question. You're going on a diatribe.
Well, you're not letting me answer. You're not letting me answer the question.
Answer, but be concise. I actually want to hear it.
Okay. Well, actually, thank you so much for telling me how to speak.
You're welcome.
Think that Donald Trump just sent a very big message to Pam Bondi as to what he expects. And he expects her to start and to Kash Patel to start investigating these people. Whether they get indicted or not, it doesn't matter. It is expensive. It is consuming. And it becomes a huge pain in the you-know-what to be investigated by the federal authorities. And that is the message that he is sending.
Like the Russian collusion.
He knows full well that there is nothing that's been destroyed, because had it been destroyed, his lawyers would have filed a motion.
Yeah, but Julie, I would say to you,
they were not in a position where they could investigate
hang on.
They were not in a position to do that.
I would say to Julie, look, when you weaponize the justice system of the United States of America against a president of the United States, first ever criminal court case we've ever seen involving a president. And it's about shuffling some paperwork over an alleged one-night stand he denies with a porn star 18 years ago. When you render the justice system to be such a politically motivated farce, and most Americans actually thought that, when you do that as an administration, when you allow that to happen, you open up a whole can of worms. You've done it first. You've gone after this guy. You've tried everything you could, however petty, trivial, ridiculous,
now
to try and put him in jail. And when it doesn't work and it actually backfires and it fuels him and he ends up winning big.
So you're talking about a state. So you're talking about
Piers,
You're talking about a state. You're talking about a state charge that has nothing to do with Joe Biden. If you're talking about the federal investigation,
I'm talking about Democrat-motivated prosecutors who would.
I mean, that's exactly what it is, and it's just so funny that they act like it's not. And the funnier part is that they act like Donald Trump is going to do exactly what their side did, when in reality, I don't think he is. Even though a lot of his supporters would wish that he did do that he went after Democrats and weaponized the DOJ against them, I don't think he is going to do that. He's got other priorities. I really just don't think he is, and I hope he doesn't do that. I don't think he should stoop to their level, but I do think he should prosecute criminals, see if people committed genuine crimes, but don't just pull charges out of thin air because they're your political enemy like the left did. And it's hilarious that people like Brian Tyler Cohen and this woke lady here, whoever she is saying that Donald Trump is going to do that. Absolutely hilarious. Let me know in the comments what you think about Andrew Wilson's appearance here on Piers Morgan Uncensored, where he absolutely demolished Brian Tyler Cohen and this other woke idiot.